Hello viewers, welcome to our channel. We're here with a new interesting video. These 12 traits are unique to people who prefer to be alone. We hope that you will enjoy our videos and also share them with your friends. So let's start our video. This might be going too far, but introverts are people who prefer to be alone and are most likely to have some uniqueness. Do you see yourself as such an individual? If you answered yes, your most noticeable trait is introversion. Loners are a distinct type of people. They prefer a small group of peers and also don't mind spending quality time alone with themselves. Many people like to be on their own. If that's you, you probably like to be alone as much as possible. Of course you do have friends. It's not that you don't like people. You like being alone, which is fine. As a loner, you tend to be picky about the people you make friends with, but you don't need peer acceptance as much as most people do. Here are 12 traits unique to people who prefer to be alone. Trait number 12, loyalty. Loners don't want to be with others as much as most people do, but once they like someone and want to be close friends with them, they're among the most true friends you may ever have. If you're nice enough to become their friend, they will give you an arm if you require it. They're loyal in all aspects of life, including relationships, work, family, and so on. They can also show loyalty to people they don't know. They will also help a good cause and are often the first to give. For example, this kind of individual will contribute a significant amount of cash to the American Red Cross's charitable campaign, which this year is centered on assisting disaster victims. Trait number 11. Open-mindedness. They like trying out new approaches and activities, but don't mind attempting something new. They'll, however, make sure to have time to themselves before doing things with a lot of people. And although they like to be alone, which doesn't mean they aren't agile and open to new concepts. On the conversely, they are indeed eager to try something new and have very open minds. They do not want to stay in one room for the rest of one's lives, but they like to try new things and go on adventures. An introverted personality is often linked to being alone. Bella DiPaolo, PhD from Psychological and Brain Sciences at UCSB, looked at a study that found that people who don't worry about being single are more outgoing than those who do. But most people think loners are less friendly. Loners are also less hurt by rejection because their lives don't depend on their romantic relationships. In all of the studies, people who liked being alone and being single were more open, responsible, and outgoing and had lower levels of neuroticism. Trait number 10. Being level-headed. When hard things happen, loners are incredibly strong and level-headed. Their strong focus and willpower come from time when they spend alone thinking about themselves. They could feel burdened by tense events. Rather than losing energy on setbacks, they will choose to spend a few hours alone and recharge. Throughout this time, they think of ways to solve the problem and deal with the problem. When things get hard, loners are incredibly strong-willed. They have great focus and willpower because they spend a lot of time thinking and being alone. It's not that they never feel overwhelmed by stress, but instead of getting caught up in other things, they choose to spend some time alone and re-energize. Trait number 9. Being self-aware. Many individuals choose to disregard their emotions and opinions, but loners do the contrary and give heed to them. It's very important to know yourself, but it's also extremely hard to do. Individuals who exist alone know themselves better than anybody else, which enables them to comprehend other people better. Everyone has time when they feel down and have negative thoughts, but loners can get through these times and learn from them. Many people ignore their feelings and thoughts. People who like being alone choose to accept and understand how they feel. Self-awareness is very important but hard to get. As a loner, you know yourself better than anyone else, which helps you understand the people around you. Everyone has times when they feel down and have negative thoughts, but you can get through them more easily now. Trait number 8. appreciating the time. Time is what a person who lives alone needs. They respect and care for their own time, as well as that of those around them. They know very well that time is the primary thing for life to be successful. Due to this, they will do everything they can to be on time, not waste anyone's time, and not let anyone else waste their time. Whenever it comes to time, they are very clear, and this may be the most important rule they will never break. People who prefer to be alone don't make small talk or act fake. We don't like individuals that believe they can be used. They are extremely knowledgeable about who they are, and you can gain a great deal from them about having self-respect. Respect their time and boundaries the same way they respect yours. If you realize how to communicate with a loner, you could indeed expect a genuine friendship full of devotion, good advice, and respect. For a person who lives alone, time is among the most important things. Trait number 7. Set clear limits. People who like being alone always have clear boundaries. They know themselves very well. They have good morals. They never feel alone. They know they can always count on themselves. They know their limits and will tell someone if they are about to cross them. A person who lives alone always sets clear and healthy limits. They know everything there is to know about themselves, so they can establish clear objectives and good morals. They can realize they are never truly alone, since when they are the only person left on earth, they always have themselves. So they will honor their boundaries and the boundaries of the other people and let you realize if you are just about to cross them. At the end of the day, you can't be loyal to anyone else if you are not loyal to yourself. Trait number 6. Know their strengths and weaknesses. Loneliness is a feeling, not a sign of strength or weakness. If you think about yourself, you might find your strength there. The more you look deep, the more you gain. But being negative and not doing anything can turn loneliness into depression. Don't let your mind wander aimlessly. Do something useful when you are by yourself. You can make your own choices, which will make you feel better about yourself. You get very strong. You are the only ruler of your own life. You can have the strength to handle any situation, no matter how harsh it is. You know very well what your strong points and weak points are, but you know that you can always do better, no matter how good you think you are. Even though you know you have flaws, you still hold your head high to show others that it's okay to be sure of yourself. Trait number 5. Led by aptitude. Their aptitude is the constant guide, leading them to the next best thing on their way through life. When it comes to making hard choices, a lot can be said about them and their gut feelings. They don't get scared easily because they know that their intuition will lead them somewhere just as exciting as their last adventure. Trait number 4. Never codependent. There's never a time in your life when you feel like you need to depend on someone else for anything. Even if you are in a relationship with someone, you still like to be yourself and do things your own way. You try to avoid being dependent on other people for small things and able to go to great lengths to show others how capable you are on your own. And that makes you feel more independent by nature. Once you develop the habit of being alone, you won't feel anxious or like you have to be with someone. You won't feel like you need to talk to people all the time or worry when you look around and see nobody but yourself. Trait number 3. Full of kindness and sympathy. They love showing people what compassion and kindness are all about, so they can see that spreading love is an important part of their life. It makes them feel good to show to the other people how passionate they are about the things they love to do most and the people they love the most. This is among the best things about someone that not everyone gets to see. Trait number 2. A lot of courage. They are a confident person, but that self-belief makes them very appealing to everyone else. Their personality has a certain shine that reveals the best in those other people. They try looking up to you and are inspired by how brave you are. This goes with the fact that you are one of the most ideal role models because you are so brave. Brave people feel afraid, but they know how to control and get past it so that it doesn't stop them from acting. They often use fear to keep them from being too sure of themselves and to make sure they do the right things. Trait number 1, love oneself. You still have a way to adore yourself, no matter what happens to you in life. Even though you know that there are times when you aren't ready, perfect, or experienced enough for some of the things you really want to do, you love every part of you. There will always be ways to get better, which means you will have to work hard to succeed. You are a very special person if you have any of these unique characteristics. Even though people who prefer to be alone have many other great traits, these are the ones that stand out the most. Let us summarize the special traits of a loner. Loners are a distinct type of people. They prefer a small group of peers and don't mind spending quality time alone with themselves. Loners are loyal in all aspects of life, including relationships, work, family, and so on. And although they like to be alone, they don't need peer acceptance as much as most people do. An introverted personality is often linked to being alone. When things get hard, loners are incredibly strong-willed and level-headed. Individuals who exist alone know themselves better than anybody else, which enables them to comprehend other people better. They could feel burdened by tense events. Rather than losing energy on setbacks, people who like being alone always have clear boundaries. They respect and care for their own time, as well as that of those around them. They are a confident person, but that self-belief makes them very appealing to everyone else. Their aptitude is the constant guide, leading them to the next best thing on their way through life. They love showing people what compassion and kindness are all about, so they can see that spreading love is important. You are a very special person if you have any of these characteristics. Brave people feel afraid, but they know how to control and get past it so that it doesn't stop them from acting. Even though people who prefer to be alone have many other great traits, these are the ones that stand out the most. Thank you, friends, for watching our videos. Do you like to be alone? Which of these describes your personality? Please tell us in the comments and also let us know how much you liked our videos. For more videos, please like, comment, and share our videos.